I'm not sure. Apologies for all the camera nonsense. I'm not sure how to capture this. Hey there, and welcome back to Sea Power. Today, once again, back with the Sea of Japan mission. Because last time around I didn't exactly complete it, now did I? John Paul Jones went down, unfortunately. She had a few too many missiles launched at her. Now that I know what's going to happen in this scenario, I'm going to take some slightly different courses of action. For example, we're going to start arming our B-52s with nuclear missiles, because I can. Also, the John Paul Jones is going to head towards the shore at best speed. And, of course, we're going to have the Pittsburgh try and get some better shots at that, I think it was a Krevac that's up there. Also, this time around, the airbase is immediately going to start launching aircraft. We are looking for F-15s, air-to-air long range. Let's send up 2. And as for the rest, I think we're going to just launch a couple of big flights with anti-ship weaponry. And we're going to mix those in. That's going to be anti-ship loadout. I think that is the best capabilities that we have. Just anti-ship heavy. Just send me all 12 birds up. And then we're going to send the B-52s with anti-ship nuclear capability. Yes, this is going to be a hefty, hefty, hefty punch. Anti-ship long range gives me 8 of the Alasms. And this gives me 20 per B-52. So we're going to send up all 4 of those. We're going to send up... we do get EA6s. Good. We're going to send up 2 for jamming duties. Then we got A7s, which are capable of doing some striking, but not really against ships. Unless you're feeling particularly lucky. I wonder what range the AGM-45 Shrike has in this version. Because some things have been changed, as this scenario uses a couple of mods. AGM-45, range 25 miles still. That's going to put me fairly close, and dangerously close as such, to the enemy's position. I'm not sure I want to get quite that close. It would, however, allow me to start launching a couple of anti-radiation missiles, so blinding the Russians before I'm able to hit them. No, I don't think I'm going to use the A7s, it's too dangerous. F4s, air-to-air loadout, they also have seed, but they got the same problem. Sea Sprite, Sea Kings, no thank you. P3s, yes, I can launch 24 P3Cs. With 4 anti-ship missiles a pop. So that is 72 missiles. It's just going to be a hassle and a half to launch these things. Sorry, 96... No, 96 missiles. That's going to be a hassle and a half to launch these things and recover all of them. One at a time. No, I'm not going to do that. I hate how much of a hassle that's going to be, so I'm not going to do that. What I can try and do is send the A7s with a strike package, or a strike precision package, against the Krevac that's operating somewhere close to Pittsburgh. So let's send 2 flights of 2 up. And that should keep the airport busy for quite a while. Now, I do believe that there was a flight of somethings coming in from the north. So we're going to intercept those. And we're just going to let the scenario run for a bit and let the situation develop. A little later, I have found that wing of aircraft, which seems to be heading directly for the airfield. So, as much as these guys might be neutral, they don't just get to fly over Japan and attempt to bomb my airfield. The airfield itself is defended. There is the air defense site over there, which carries a couple of Hawks. Sorry, just standard Hawks. With a range of 18.9 miles, so that might be enough. But it's still something that I am very much considering shooting down. I am slightly high. These things are traveling at 3,000 feet. I'm at 6,000, or at least that's the intended altitude. I'm currently at 26. So I'm a little too high. As for their speed, 634, so I'm going to catch up. No problem. I'm way faster than these guys. We have 1 Soviet radar which is active. Don't know exactly what ship that belongs to, it's just a head-net C, and at the moment it is neutral. Much like this ship over here, which I believe is a Krivac 2. In the meanwhile, the aircraft are all coming off the runway. There's another A6 just taken off. That's the third of my A6 flight, or rather, the third flight of A6s. There's another, and we have the EA6B standing by, the B-52s are coming up, and these are carrying, and I have never used these, a nuclear weapon. An anti-ship cruise missile, air-launched cruise missile to be exact, with a thermonuclear warhead. I have no idea how exactly that works in this game. Here we go. Details of the situation. A full-scale offensive has been launched, or was launched against NATO. So we are now to immediately neutralize anything and everything that happens to be of Soviet origin. And as such, all of these gentlemen are now fair game for the attack. Current speed. How far away are we? About 11 miles. Okay, I'm gonna have to babysit these flights because they tend to not strictly do what I want them to do. So you're going to engage this one. You're going to engage the other one. And this is ideally just a right click for me. Like, just keep the leader of the formation, and basically go target this formation, and then you shoot one missile. That's how I would like the game to handle this, as opposed to me having to zoom in and out and constantly just babysit all these birds. Formation. Oh, you're fine. Okay, so now we're going to start weaponizing here. Ideally, everybody launches one AIM-7M. Except they don't. Because somebody wasn't paying attention. You know who you are.
Engage track 7011.
Gotta take a screenshot for posterity. Now, that means that here we have a subtly hostile Krivac. And I do have a flight of A7s, which are going to be taking off eventually. First, we're going to have the B-52s. We're going to have the EA-6Bs. We've still got lots of aircraft to put into the air. Let's see if we're going to actually score some hits here. The answer is yes. There's one. We missed one. We hit another. Can I tell this whole formation to go weapons free, or are they going to go bananas again? What are you going to do? Oh, at least you're sending a missile out. Initiative. And here we can see the Soviet battle group. I need to close within 65 miles, so that is actually quite close. And that has to be done with all the A6s. So, push in. It's going to take them a fairly long time to get there. About 45 minutes. Naval warfare can be very quick, it can also be quite tedious. Okay, get over there. And there we go, there's one more bird airborne. 7009. We've got a Fox 2 coming off of one of the aircraft here. Let's see if they want to go skinny dipping again, because I'd rather not lose an Eagle just because the AI decides to plunge it into the water. They do that, on occasion. 2 missiles inbound, fairly close. I wouldn't be surprised if one is going to take chaff, and the other might also go after it. Or rather, sorry, this is an AIM-9. Yeah, we got him. Well done. Alright, formation, orders. Airtight. I want everybody to get back into formation, and I want to just patrol the area here. I'm going to go back to 37. What do we have taking off here? The B-52s. Bring on the thermonuclears. I gotta time this quite right, because my weapons fly at 550 knots, so it's the same speed as a harpoon. That's problematic, because the harpoon is launched here at 65 miles. I would very much prefer not to launch my thermonuclear weapons at the same time. And I don't have to. I just have to send my aircraft up here. I have to launch the missiles, and I have to wait when or before launching the missiles until all the Joker flights, no, until all the A6 flights are actually close enough to launch. So right around that 65-mile range. And also, we're going to have to send in an EA-6B. These boys have received a substantial buff, so that now I believe that they can jam quite far. That is how far? Yes. They basically have their old range back, which is 86 miles. So they don't have to close as much as the harpoon carriers do, the A6s. Very nice. You're going to keep your radars off. You're going to keep your radars off. You're going to head right for Japan with your Protect T. And over here, I'm still waiting for the A7s to come in, which are preparing to take off. Excellent. As far as memory serves me, there weren't any additional aircraft coming in, but we're going to keep a close vigil. As for this aircraft over here, if I'm not mistaken, last time around, John Paul Jones got torpedoed. So what I'm going to do is throw a set of sonar buoys down. I did this by holding Alt and then right-clicking. Every video I explain that. The one video that I don't actually explain that, somebody goes, hold on, how did you do that? Well, that's how I did it. Hold Alt and right-click it. And this way you can very quickly disperse lots and lots of sonar buoys and keep your aircraft from having to be manually controlled all the way. So, like that. Their flight pattern is not ideal. Like, they're first going to have to go through here, and then they do it in a sort of 2 pattern, if you will, like the number 2. So it's not like they're going to take the closest sonar buoy drop first. If you want to do that, you still have to micromanage it. As for radius, let's say we have a, I don't know, 20-mile range that I need to be worried about. So yeah, these sonar buoys are getting dropped fairly well. Pittsburgh, are you above or below the layer? You're below... You're above the layer? And yet I can't hear that thing. 20 miles out, doing 6 knots. Oh, it's too slow for detection. That makes sense. Alright, who do we have taken off? Another B-52. The A-7s are standing by. Proceed. Regarding that sonar buoy pattern, I, of course, made that far more difficult than it needed to be. I have now decided to start at the north, and then drop this, and then drop the second pattern. That makes a lot more sense. Not my brightest moment, but hey, I figured it out. I have a couple of missiles coming in, AS-4Bs. The John Paul Jones is under fire. So, we're going to activate our air search radar. And with that, we might immediately be able to start acquiring and eliminating those AS-4Bs. We picked them up, I think due to the E-3C. And I'm afraid that these Tupolevs that launched them, yeah, they're already hightailing it back. So they definitely dropped all their missiles. And Joker 1-2 is not exactly in a great position to intercept them. Already too far away. So, that's going to leave the John Paul Jones to fend for itself. Thankfully she can. This Arleigh Burke has some serious firepower, and she's not afraid to use it. Let's see if I'm able to squash these missiles very quickly. This is exactly what these beauties are very good at. Lots and lots and lots of air defense. So make me proud. Oh great, the S's and 12s are also coming in from the other side at the same time. Look, Sunshine, that's going to make it more difficult. Okay, we're going to split this formation. You're going to continue on your course. But there is another aircraft here. You are going to veer off to the right. Please don't collide. And we are going to try and assist this ship here in jamming these missiles, especially the ones to the northwest that come off that Soviet battle group. Because I don't like those one bit. And I'm kind of having to go there anyway, so I might as well try and jam them. We have at least 2 missiles detected. Probably more inbound. And the first of the SS and 12Bs are coming in as well. I don't expect these things to be flying solo. There has to be more out here. Courtesy of the cannon and friends. We see them launching anything at present. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... No. Can't see anything launching just yet. Alright, how are we doing with the intercepts? We have intercepted 2 Kitchen Bees. Very good. Now we're going to be able to intercept these missiles here. Probably slightly out of intercept range, because these things are currently at 6,000. So we can't quite engage them yet. I would say that gives the EA-6B some time to get into range, but it's going to take another 15 minutes to get there. So it's not like it'll be there soon. As for this Krivac over here, as opposed to last time where I had the Pittsburgh try and hit it with harpoons, I'm not going to do that this time around because it simply doesn't throw enough harpoons out there fast enough. So I'm sending one EA-6B out there to jam this one, and then I might actually take it down with a flight of 3 P3s, because that's 12 harpoons, and all the more dangerous that is if these things are getting jammed. With these aircraft, however, you're going to take an even longer time, because their cruising is about 300 knots, and they simply don't really want to go very fast. Okay, we have birds away from the John Paul Jones again. I'm surprised that we don't have more missiles coming in here. Because there were like 6 aircraft out here, right? Yeah. Oh, hold on. This guy didn't launch? Huh. Saved by the AI, I guess. Because that's weird. Normally they would just be launching. If I... afterburner I can't, but if I go maximum speed, can I still catch them? Because they're doing 481 knots. At this speed, I'm going to be going 960 knots. I might still be able to catch them. Might take me a while, but I'll be able to get there. And we can still eliminate some of these things before they lay more eggs. Now, onto the RIM 66 mic. We are looking at 2 inbound anti-ship missiles, one SSN-12 Bravo and one SSN-12... Oh, sorry, yeah, SSN-12 base. Both fairly dangerous missiles. Better get rid of them. Where are you? No joy. Come on. I hope you can do better. We have intercepted one of the sandboxes. Get him, get him, get him, get him. Yes. Job well done. Excellent. Now the P3 is still laying sonobuoys. Let's continue laying sonobuoys towards the south. We're just going to build a wall of sonobuoys, just the John Paul Jones. Well, evacs is a big term for doing 14 knots, but heads away towards the southeast. Let's put it that way. Yeah, we're going to have a lot of things happening at around 10:56, 10:57. Alright. Time for Joker 1-1 and 1-2 to show me what they got. Because we have inbound aircraft. Over here we have a Tu-22M2 times 2. That's a lot of 2s, but they only carry 1 missile each. That's the good news. The bad news is they're starting to get into range of my ship. So that is largely unacceptable. And that means we're going to have to shoot them down. Joker 1-2 is going to try and engage the other bird here. These guys are still heading away. Good news. We are empty, 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 empty. So it's like these guys realize that they don't have anything to spend. And, well, maybe it's not worth pursuing the contact because of that. Bit weird. But it's almost like the AI knows what it's doing. So let's see if we can intercept these boys before they become a problem. I do believe that they have the range to already be a problem, though. What's the range on that AS6? AS4? Kitchen, yeah. 60 to 296 miles. So if they wanted to, they could launch. Because the JPJ is 200 miles out. So they could launch. They might not have an exact target yet. There's 1 and 2. Well done. Now we're going to continue the hunt. Maximum speed. We still have 4 more birds to take down. Not particularly for this scenario, but more along the lines of role-playing and making sure that they never bother anybody else again. And meanwhile, the EA-6B is doing a good job closing in on the Krivac. And she's still going to have to wait for her P3s to get there, so she might be jamming that Krivac for a while. Arguably, if the Krevac here is jammed, I can still use the harpoons from Pittsburgh and try. But I see absolutely no reason for Pittsburgh to make her presence known if I have other options available. In the meanwhile, let's send the other EA-6 over towards the enemy fleet. We are still a ways out. I have to get, I think, 86, 85 miles. So let's set that up. Right around there is where I have to go. I'm going to be there by about 11:07, 11:10. You guys are going to be there slightly sooner, which is fine. I think it's time to start sending the big nuclear weapons after them. Because they still got a lot of ways to fly. They got a lot of ways to fly. The Predator targets the Kiev. The other ones, certainly targets, but the problem is always overkill. Thankfully, these are aircraft, so I can just rearm them. And, you know, nuke them again. Because why not? Anyway, I have 20 of these things per bird. Times 4 is 80 missiles. So I'm thinking we're going to do 20, 20, 20, 20. Something to that effect. The cannon's not a big target. I don't really care for that one. Let's make sure that these guys are oriented to the right way. All of them, preferably. So that they all launch their missiles at the same time. And officially, I guess we're on DEFCON 2. So it's not nuclear war yet, but let's say that I have gotten a bit more ambitious than maybe the commander's intent. And because of that, we are now looking to start sending nuclear missiles their way. Missile salvo 8. Performing level attack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's 32 missiles going for one target. I'm gonna say salvo 4 then on this one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's say salvo 4 on that one. 2, 4. And this one. And that should be all the bombers empty now. I'm just gonna verify, because sometimes they don't exactly do as ordered. Yes. Okay, excellent. I hope that these things don't accidentally find a target prematurely. If they do, such as this merchant, it got unlucky last time around. If they do, we're gonna have some very hefty fireworks before the day's over. Oh great, we've got missiles coming in. Can we jam them? Not yet. I gotta make a choice. I actually have to go there. As long as I keep popping them 2 by 2, I don't mind. I can deal with that. You guys in range? Yes, excellent. Acquire and eliminate. We are 35,000 feet too high. But that's potentially a good thing, because it allows me to use the rest of the energy of the missile to, well, not have to climb up, but instead go down. Okay, let's send those missiles first. I've still got plenty of fuel to get to those things and home. P3Cs are still moving in. You are almost in jamming range. Alright, let's proceed. John Paul Jones is going to once again do its own missile defense thing. And shoot those SSN-12s down. We are now blinding the SSN-12. That's a good thing. I wonder, can I actually engage them here? No. Sort of. You have to manually tell the aircraft what weapon system to use, or they won't use them. But maybe I can actually send a missile after an SSN-12. There we go. Missile away. We've got 3 AIM-7s going there. Okay. Not like these F-15s really have anything better to do, so I might as well. Time to arrival for this strike package. We are looking at 319 miles. We're doing 550 miles. So let's say it's going to take about 45 minutes before they'll get there. So Oh, we hit a Tu-22
Away, track.
up here.
704.
Jokers, we ain't done yet.
Engaging track. 704.
We are not done yet, gentlemen.
Roger. Turn 2.
Engage.
Engage track. 7023.
Poor Tu-22s can't really do much. They can kind of sit there and wait for the missile to come in. They can try and pop chaff, but I don't think they can go much faster than they're currently doing. No. Hostile, thank you very much.
Buoy away.
Still dropping buoys. There's the SSN-12 that's jammed. Did we actually shoot it down? No, we did not. Okay, aim 7.
Engaging track. 7048. Fox 1.
Missiles out. Good. How long is it going to take these missiles to get to the 65-mile zone? It's going to take them about half an hour at present speed. So that's fine. That's working as intended because I'm going to be there in about 10 minutes. So I still have plenty of time left. I just really have to wait for the EA-6B to get there. Because I can't safely send these birds in yet. They got some very hefty missile range to contend with. Can you actually send a Sidewinder after it? RTB? Oh, one of the Tigers is empty. Okay, fine. What are you guys doing up here? I guess you shot down another one. Well done. One more. Show's not over yet. Come on. Yep, we got a Fox 2. AIM 9M going for that cruise missile. And ship missile, rather. We're looking for an altitude of about 16,000. We also got a RIM 66 or 2 coming in. And one M7 has decided that it wants to fly all the way over to the Soviet formation and eliminate that. That's ambitious. Okay, the John Paul Jones got it. Well done. Down south, the P3's closing to 245 miles. Set a range circle, Krevac 1, range 65 miles. That's where I can launch. Unit reference, they got the SSN-4 Bravo. Sorry, the SAN-4 Bravo, the Gecko, with a range of 8 miles. But if they're getting jammed, they won't really be seeing much of anything. Well, well, well. Wake-homing torpedoes popped up out of nowhere. So we're going to investigate that with this P3. This is a good thing that I have the wake homers so early detected, because ideally I can now move the John Paul Jones away from that problem. And we're going to start dropping some additional sonobuoys right around there. At least that's where we first detected them. Actually, let me handle this one manually. And drop a sonobuoy there. And see what pops up. If there happens to be something out there, we might find it. We might not. But at least now we know what sort of area to search. That helps. And it confirms my suspicion that there is a submarine that's feeding information as to where the John Paul Jones is back into the battle fleet here. Which consists of a Krevac, Kiev, yep, that's an aircraft, a cruiser with a flight deck, Urloy, and something else. A cannon. Yeah. We are already starting to jam at least one ship, 2 ships. But the rest of them, I think we need to get slightly closer to... Yeah, the Urloy is also jammed, but the Urloy is a very difficult ship to jam. Very, very good at defeating jamming. There's still one aircraft up there. Are you friendly or not? You're just a friendly airliner. Good. Now, the missiles have advanced quite a bit, and that means that soon we'll be throwing the missiles from the A6s in. The A6s are going to be using those harpoons almost as a decoy. The harpoons are supposed to get shot down. These things are not. And I would not be surprised if it's going to be a one-hit, one-kill. But in order to get there, we're going to have to do a hefty bunch of jamming. And, of course, sacrifice 16... 16? Yeah, 16 per, so that's 32 harpoons to the surface-to-air missile batteries, and make sure that the rest of the missiles actually make it through. Start positioning these things where they need to go. Normally I would attack from a couple of different vectors. This time around I won't, because I need all those missiles to arrive pretty much at the same time, at the same point, or even slightly before, but like 30 to 40 seconds before, which means this is going to be a pretty tight operation. The Krivac is still jammed over here. It's not doing much of anything, just kind of loitering there at 6 knots. Pittsburgh, 23 miles out, and the EA6B here is actively jamming it. This, however, could be concerning. The thing is, these wake homers are slow. They're doing only 30 knots. But apparently they did hear me. So at 30 knots, they're going to be there in about an hour. That's how long it's going to take them to swim all the way over there. And that, right there, is still 16 miles away from the John Paul Jones. Had she not changed course, she might very well have come under threat from those torpedoes, much like she did last time, when I did not change her course and I just had her continue on her path with the escort, the Regulus. So this time around, hopefully, we'll be able to find that submarine and shut it down. Make sure it doesn't detect anything else. Here goes. The missiles are almost about to overtake the A6s. So it is time to send in my harpoons. I did miscalculate because I said there were going to be 32 harpoons. There are not. There are going to be 48 because we have 3 flights of A6s. The harpoons are slightly faster than these air-launched cruise missiles, but not by much. I'm doing 567. These missiles are doing 550. So it really doesn't matter that much. Alright, let's send these boys in. I'm going to send all of these, salvo 8, whatever, into the Kiev. I'm going to send the salvo from this one into the Uraloy, ideally. I don't care for the Krivac. And I'm going to try and send these into the Cresta. And again, these missiles are sacrificial, for lack of a better term. They're there to just make the enemy start wasting surface-to-air missiles, potentially find that they're going to run out of missiles, and mortars will need to be reloaded. They might get shot down, and if they do, I don't care. They'll get shot down, so long as all of these big cruise missiles don't. You see the packages are slightly ahead. See, about 0.6 miles, give or take. We're about half a mile ahead of that cruise missile. Strangely, the cruise missile's catching up. Oh, right, we're not at cruise altitude yet. That's the problem. We're not at cruise altitude. So because of that, we're still going to have to go to the surface level, and we're wasting speed on vertical maneuvers. There we go. Now we should be slightly gaining on these missiles. 0.23, 0.24. Yes, exactly as I wanted it to go. The EA6 is going to go home with the rest of their formation. The EA6B is going to jam the shit out of these radars. Are they actually running any? No, except for the Cresta. Cresta has their radar up. Have we found anything here? Not yet. We got that one sonobuoy in, which once again gave us a detection on the wake homer. This track is not accurate. This is on a course of 115. Plus 180. So he's going to be at what, 295? He came somewhere from there. These things have an enormous range of 50 miles, I think. So, yeah, let's drop them there, give or take. I can remove this line. And I can remove that line. That's where I picked up the other wake homer, I think. The good news is they only have 2 of these torpedoes, if I'm remembering correctly. These carrier killers, because they're 65 centimeter torpedoes, as opposed to 53 centimeter torpedoes. So these are bigger and a lot more dangerous. You do not want to get hit by them. As the John Paul Jones, I think, last time around showed us. Didn't go that well. Okay, how are we looking? We got the last AGM-84 about 0.3 miles in front of the thermonuclear weapons. Good. I can't wait to see how this is gonna blow up. Lead elements of the harpoons are now about 9 miles away from the Kiev. The Krivac slightly closer, but neither of these ships are actively responding. They're still jammed. They don't have their radars active. They don't seem to bother. I'm really hoping I can eliminate the Udaloi. That's a key priority target, because it is so good at defending the place. It just activated its radars. Did the Kiev do the same? No, Kiev's still dark. Here we go. Weapons are getting spoofed by the Admiral Pantaleev, which I believe is the Udaloi. There she goes. She just burned through our jamming. And she's going to have lots and lots and lots of things to do. That is 80 thermonuclear tipped cruise missiles coming at you, with a screen of 48 harpoons. Now these things are ridiculously good at shooting down missiles, so I do fully expect them to be able to shoot down all the harpoons. And they may. It's fully allowed. Have at it. Just don't touch the nuclear tipped ones. There you go. They already... the Minsk, the aircraft carrier, actually managed to get one with the 76mm gun. That's that gun on their bow over there. And there you can see the Udaloi go off against everything. Some of the missiles have decided the Krivak's not big enough of a target, so they decided to ignore it. Fair enough. Distance between these missiles has increased slightly. It's now 1.5 miles. That's fine. See, they're all intercepting the AGM-84s. That's fine. That's the harpoons. Fully expected. Fully expected. So far, they're doing exactly what I wanted them to do. Shoot the missiles that are, well, the least impactful. No pun intended. There's the Sea Whiz from the aircraft carrier going off. Why are we underwater? She's listing over the port. Trying to make a drastic turn. Nice chaff and flare clouds going up. It's generally a last defense because they know that the game is up. There's the SAN-9s coming off of the Udaloi. I'm surprised I'm not seeing more missiles fly in from Kiev. Because normally this is when the Kiev would defend itself with its own missile launchers. Oh, actually, here we go. The Kiev wasn't ready yet. They were still preparing to get in there. We've hit the Pantaleev. That's the Udaloi. With a harpoon. Impressive. I wasn't expecting to go through. It looks like Kiev is going to be in trouble. Because you're going to get hit by a lot of harpoons. You can see... Surprised that thing isn't dead. The cruise missiles, in the meanwhile... These are the... No, these are harpoons. Oh, the cruise missiles are yet to arrive. The AGM-86s. Oh my god, all these AGM-86s are going to slam into the aircraft carrier. Look at that swarm. Holy bananas. That is some explosion. Good lord. I'm not sure. Apologies for all the camera nonsense. I'm not sure how to capture this. So that was satisfying, was it not? Oh, don't worry, there's more of that stuff to come. Because this video has turned into an almost 3-hour monster, and I've decided to cut it up into a few bits. If you're a member, you can already watch all 3 parts. If not, consider becoming one, because there's plenty more of these strikes coming in. Thank you for watching. I'll see you soon for the next part. Unless, again, you're a member, you can see it right now.